Okay, so phone calls, all kinds of stuff going on. We got this 2013, it's a Mercury 250 ProXS. So I've got some problems with it, and I've had this happen before. So I'm just gonna have to. It runs, but it's really pretty rough. So there's a lot of ways, I guess, to go about this. We could take all the plugs out, put a spark tester on, make sure we're firing everywhere. We could do a compression test. But I know I've got a fuel injector is probably clogged, or a couple of them they need to be cleaned. So just to eliminate that, I'm going to do that first. And there's probably half a dozen ways to go about this. One thing, we got fuel that's going down. This is our fuel rail. Okay, and this is comes off with like a hex bolt, and this will come loose. And then, if we wanted to, we could do that side. It comes around, then we got air. Okay, and the air comes from the air compressor over, comes down, it comes here, comes to this other side. Probably just making a game plan. So if I want to disconnect this one, then these two lines actually could stay together. They could come up, and then I could disconnect this top line, and then this is gonna all come off. We got this bolt, and that has the fuel rail. It comes up. But to start, you have to disconnect all your electric. So we got a fuel injector, and then we got an air injector, which you can see goes through here. Okay. These are all mostly these are labeled. It's kind of down in here. Here's 6, here's 4, and then this is going to be 2. This one doesn't have it, but you'll know by how your electric is going. Now, once it's loose, we're going to have to disconnect these fittings. Okay, and then this will just all pop off. And you got the clips that hold the connector onto your fuel injector, so you got to take all these clips off. So I'm recommending you do one at a time. You go ahead and get this all ready and prepped. But once this is disconnected, you can lay it out of the way. If you want to, you can take this off, and then this whole rail goes as one piece. Like if you wanted to check your fuel and air pressure, then you would do it here. So you'd put your air compression gauge here, and you put your, is that right? Yeah, air comes on this side, goes up through here, comes in this hose, goes back here, and then it comes back up and out. And I think this is where we put our air gauge. Because if we look on the fuel rail, the fuel is coming in this side, it's going down this hose, comes up through here, then it comes up through here. So I don't know, this might be fuel rail, and this is air. I bet it is. I bet there's a chamber right here. So I think this is our air, where we connect our air gauge, and then this was where we would connect our fuel pressure gauge, and that would give us a number that we can check and make sure that they have at least within specs on pressure. Start the process, taking my electrics off. So when I'm taking my electrics off, I'm making note of where our hot line is. See, Mercury's smart. Whoever did this, they put 2, and then they put 4. Okay. And if we look at this, looks like hot's top. And now, I bet you this is a different color wire. It's not, yeah. So, that one's, and if you notice, these are kind of going this way. We got hot is on top. That's what's making an injector hot. But over here, we got hot on the bottom. Right. But again, it kind of makes sense that the way the connector is going to go. This one just folds out of here. And I just clipped some tie wraps. So I got the tie wraps unclipped. These plugs down here, they're kind of a, I don't know, they're hard to get off, especially in here. So what you can do is leave, like I got the bottom two. These top two, they're hard to get in there. So once you get this loose, you can just unclip them, right? Because you'll have a whole lot more room to do that. So then I'm gonna loosen this and take a compression fitting off of here. And I guess I don't know if we got some fuel pressure in there or not. So I'm gonna just kind of take something and stand away from it, because I don't want 100 pounds of pressure coming out of that deal. But I will make sure I don't have any fuel or air in it, in the system. Make sure I don't have any fuel or air in that rail. So just, you don't want to just assume, you know. To get the top little bracket off it, this is a 4mm. Yeah. Get some sun or something. Yeah, anyway, a little 1/4-inch ratchet. And then on top of here, we got those two, and that's going to come off and release this hose. And then I'm going to do that one over there. And then you can leave the bottom hoses on. So if you take this one off and that one off, and that whole thing will come off. Alright, we'll also have to take out this bolt, take this fitting out because it's to this rail. And then I've got these disconnected. It's disconnected. And you also have to pop this line right here. So just take tie wrap off of that. You can tell, I think that right there is where might have had a little bit leaking. So I'm gonna put a regular hose clamp on that, because I don't think that's good. Alright, so once you got that removed, it'll come off. I had one of my injectors came off with this, so it happens. Anyway, and these will just come out. You have to just kind of gently, you know, but they'll pop right out. And you know, like right away you can see all that carbon buildup. So we need to clean them up. So I'm gonna mark these as they are, so they're in the, so when they go back on, they're in the same holes. And you know, same thing. So I don't know, you know, this is our 1, or what does it say, 3, 5, so 1, 3, 5. You know, and over here we got 2, 4, 6. So we just want to make sure that they're all exactly back where they were. Okay, here's my setup. Just got a piece of 1/2-inch hose. I don't know what this is, 3/8, something like that. I have this line, you know, it's for air compressor, airing up a tire, but you know, I've got just this end on it. Plug it in there, and then I can give it a little compressed air. And it's kind of one of those deals where you gotta tap and blow. So I got all my injectors laid out, and each one I'll take the O-ring off. And then remember, I still numbered them, so I'm gonna lay them out in order. And then whenever I clean them, I'll put this hose on. Okay, I got some Berryman's B12. I'll fill them up. So I'll fill this tube up. Then I have to have a lot. And then I'll have compressed air here. And then we got a couple of little, you can get these at Harbor Freight, Lowe's, wherever. And these will just clip on to our positive lead, you know, to our injector. It's like this is negative, so it would go on this side. And I'll just squeeze this piece of plastic down so, you know, they'll never touch. So I'll hook these up like so. And then I'll get a battery. I'll just set it over here on the desk here. And then I have another little plastic tub. I can set that in. And we're just going to tap on the positive lead. Or sorry, the negative lead. And clean these dudes up. I mean, they got quite a bit of carbon. It's not terrible, but it's also not great. But I just want to make sure they're clean. All right, just to show how I'm doing it. Yeah, I got my air compressor. It's like 90. I'm gonna drop it down. I'm gonna go about 70. Yeah, let's go to like 60 just to start. Oh, whoops. Yeah, about 60 just to start. So this will be kind of a weird setup here. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Got all kinds of junk in the way is the problem, I think. Following the wall out of the way. It's like a two-handed deal. Oh, that just blew it right off. I probably don't need that much pressure, huh? Alright, cleans off the end of that pretty good. I'm going to hit it one more time since I kind of wiped it. Hopefully didn't push it down inside there. But it really cleans that off really well. So, old Berryman's is the deal. Berryman's B12 chemical tool. You gotta remember which way is hot, what side is hot. So yeah, if I'm looking at it, the right side is hot. So you just connector up, and I wish I had. I like these because they got that plastic goes all the way down. And they don't have any chance to touch it or whatever. And then this is like the side the fuel come in, and this is the side the fuel comes out. So it kind of takes a while to do. So I got an idea of making one of these and actually getting an injector tester that you can hook up. And I thought about going to the junkyard and see if I could get some of those connectors off of some vehicles. You know, if Mercury didn't do something where, yeah, you can't do that, you gotta have their connector, you know. But I don't think so. I think that's all pretty standard standard stuff. It's just hard to get it kind of in the right position, I think, to tap this. You know, so I'm gonna have to hold and tap while I spray. And then that's done. So this was our number one. And when you get done, you know, of course, all the stuff is dang it, we're in there. Like where I label it, now that's gone. This stuff cleans them up pretty good. Hey, so the next thing I'm going to do is I got this from my gun brush kit. It's just a nylon bristle brush. And which I got a couple of bristles coming to make sure they don't come out. But those are going to go in where our injector was. And I'm just going to shoot some berry bits and clean each one of these out. It does come with a little thing like this. Just push it on. You know, it's for cleaning guns, but just spray it. If you look at this now, see, it's clean as can be. And if we look at like this one, you know, you can see how kind of dirty and mucked up it is in there. Hopefully you can see that. Wipe off the excess, but yeah, it cleans up really nice. Stuff's got a little bit of a lubricant in it, so I really like it. I mean, it dissolves it. I should have shown this. I could use some seafoam, but the seafoam doesn't decarb your engine, so you know it's not going to get those carbon deposits off like you would think. I mean, it's good stuff too. I ain't got nothing against it, but anyway.